I was listening the other day to a podcast run by an African lady, and she was asking pertinent questions about why do we as black people do the things that we do? Why do we drink too much? Why do we like partying too much? Why do we spend money we don't have on things we don't need to please people that we hate? Why do we do all these things? As much as she was right on the questions she was asking, but the most important question for me that she is forgetting to ask, when you find a people, or you asking, why do the people that look like me do these things that I can't understand? That's the bigger question. Why do we do these things? We do these things because we are people that are suffering from self-hatred. Now, this is something that you have to really understand. Self-hatred comes in so many different ways. First, if you look in a world that we live in, one of the key principles, one of the biggest things that black people have to take back and own is the power of definition. As black people, we've given the power of definition to Europeans. Now, white people define what is good and what is bad, what is right and what is wrong, what is heaven and what is hell. They determine what is success and what is failure. And one of the definitions they've given us, and we've taken it in without even question, is the definition of what black is. In the definition, the white European definition of black, anything that is black is associated with bad, is associated with inferiority, is associated with evil, is associated with less than. Now, we've done all these things. Now, if you live in a society that is taken anything, something that you are born with, your color is something you're born with, your body is something that you're born with, the way you talk is something that you're born with, the shape and size of your nose is something that you're born with. Now, if you can allow somebody else to define the way you were born as being inferior, the way you were born as being evil, the way you were born as being cheap, and you accept that, then chances are you'll never be happy. Chances are that you will try everything possible. For you to be successful, it means you have to turn against yourself. And that's why you see it's the biggest problem when it comes even to African governments or institutions that are run by black people. Most of our people, to be successful based on the European definition of success, we have to get a university degree. And when you get a university degree, automatically it means you have to work for one of the big corporations. Most of these corporations' job is simply to enslave black people. Black people, irrespective of their position, it can be even the CEO, the chief operating officer, it can be the CFO. As long as he's working for these places are against the progression of black people, because any definition in this world of the institutions that we've been given, they do exactly the opposite of what they do. For example, health. Hospitals are not making us healthy, they are killing us. Education, it's not getting us intelligent, it's making us stupid. Banks, they're not making us richer, they're making us poor. Schools, they're not educating us, they are making us dumb. They are forcing us to repeat things we go and study for so long. And all we live with is these things that we can't use in the practical world. But we have to pay a lot when it comes to student loan. All the institutions, look at the World Bank, look at the World Health Organization, look at the IMF. None of these institutions work towards what they say they do. They do the opposite of what they say they do. Now, as a black person, when you take the definition that has been laid down by these institutions, that you have to go to school, You have to work so hard. You have to get certain grades. Then you have to go work for those institutions. For you to fit into that definition of success, the first person you have to turn against, it's your own people. So our success is defined by alienation. We get turned away. We have to move away from the townships for us come to live in the suburbs. We have to talk bad against our own people. You've seen it. It's very common where most people will go. I've been to so many places where people will say, you know, I can't understand these people, but you are different. So for them, a lot of us think that's a compliment. You think being said, so you better than your own, but you less than where you are. Most of us find that to be a compliment, but it's not a compliment. You can't say that I'm better than them. What does that really mean? Then it means I'm a sellout. It means that I'm trying. If I'm not them, if I'm not who God created me to be, if I don't define who I am, if I don't own my own identity, then automatically it means I'm less than. So our definition of success leads to slavery. Our definition of success leads to us doing things that harm us. It is things that benefit other people at our own expense and at the expense of the majority of our people. So we need to own the power of definition. We need to redefine what is success. We need a black definition of what is success. We need a black definition of what does it mean to be educated. What is the point of being educated? Africa has so many universities, but we still need Chinese to come build our roads. We have so many universities, but most of our people still die from malaria. We have so many universities, while the majority of our own mothers and grandmothers still have to walk kilometers away to go get water. When COVID came, most of us expected to die because we could not. We were begging for Europe to give us vaccine. Now, all those say, what does it mean to be educated if we cannot save our own? Because education should be measured and defined in total proportion to the solution it brings to the community that you're born in. And our communities need security, our community needs food, our community needs shelter, and our community still needs simple things like water. We need better farming methods. Africa has got 65% of the world's arable land, but we still import all the food. That doesn't really make sense. And these things, we need to relook at it. We need to own our own power of definition. What do you think?